Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. My name is Tom Novak, and today we're going to do a Twilight Crape Myrtle. Like this title says, it's Twilight time. Today is July 13th at 76 degrees Fahrenheit, 25 degrees Celsius. It's about 9:30 in the evening. And this is Twilight. We have to repot it, and we're going to cut this big stem off so we can have this as a new leader, but you can see the flowers on it. Now that's a Crape Myrtle, and the only place you can get Crape Myrtles from that I found is reliable, and Clint Cotton is the best man that grows Crape Myrtles. Here's a site, because if there's anything wrong with your shipment, or if there's anything wrong with the plant, or if you have any problems with it, you can email him. He even gives you his phone number. You can call him up, so it's no problem. So today I want to develop this trunk. So what I'm going to do is put it in a big root maker's pot. And the soil we're going to use, I'm going to use 1 part worm castings, 2 parts peat moss, 2 parts sifted perlite, and to the mix I'm going to use 1 level. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. 1 level, 2 tablespoonful of Dr. Earth 222 fertilizer. Oh, we got a bug in here. Well, anyways, it's an organic fertilizer, and you can see what it is. It's all organic, and I believe it's OMRI approved. That means there's no heavy metals in it. And with this 1 spoonful level, I put it into this 3-gallon bucket. After I mixed all the soil in it, and I put it in, I remixed it again so it's incorporated into the soil well, because on the instructions it says you can use a heaping tablespoon per gallon of soil. So this is just to get the roots started, and then after a week, after it's settled in, I'm going to use the Dr. Earth 022 starter plant food. Now look, I don't get any money for this. I don't get paid to endorse anybody. I'm telling you products that I know that work, and I'm letting you know of people that sell plants that stand behind their plants. I don't get paid for none of this. I just want you to have plants that'll grow for you and a product that will work for you. So that's why I'm saying it, is just to help you out. So let's get our Crape Myrtle over here, our Twilight. And I have my pruners all sterilized, but I'm just going to get the heavy cutters a little bit ready. We got our lipstick. And right now I'm going to take a heavy cutting at a 45 right about here. Cut the dead flower butt head off. And then I'm going to see if I can take little cuttings off of this and root them for mommies, so I can just have little plants. But we'll try it out. I don't know if it'll work, but it doesn't hurt to try. Okay, now I got the flowers on here. You don't have to cut them off, at least not just yet. And I'm not going to put the lipstick on until I get it out of the pot. Well, this is in there pretty good because it's been in there a while, because I wanted these roots to grow. Now you're going to say, hey, he's going to take all the roots. It's not a good time to repot stuff. Well, hey, what do landscapers do? They take your plants and they put it into the soil, and if they didn't do that during the summer months, they ain't going to make no money. But the trick is you don't take all the soil off the roots. All you do is take your skewer and just tease the sides of the roots. Can you see what I'm doing? Just tease the side, because you want the roots out of that root ball. And if you don't take it out of the root ball, then these roots will girdle themselves because they're afraid to get out of their environment. Just like a little kid. If he's afraid to go outside, he'll stay in the house all the time. But if mom and dad push him to go out, And once he goes out, oh, I can go out and I can have fun. Same thing with the roots of the plant. You got to stimulate them to move. And then the bottom just a little bit, because all we want this to do is to grow. And that's what landscapers do. All they do is put it into the soil. They rough up the roots like I'm doing, and they put it in. The ball and burlap's a little bit different. They cut the burlap off and let it go down, because sometimes it rots, but it takes a long time. So I just cut most of it around it, so the root ball's exposed. And whatever's on the bottom, I leave it, because this way here, the roots get a chance to grow while that burlap rots. But that's the way I used to do it. But when you get regular perennials and stuff, you just put them in, but you gotta tease the roots. You gotta have them go out. Okay, so let's put it here. Now we get our container. Now what I did is put some wet core on the bottom with the big holes, so none of the soil falls out. And now let's fill up our container. Here's our soil mix, nice and fluffy. Let's just mix it in there. Now some of it's going to fall out, but what you're going to do is when you get in about half of the pot, all I'm going to do is push it in with my fist. Make a nice fist, push it in. So we get it into the holes. Now let's see how deep we are. We're a little bit too deep, so we got to get some more of our mix in. And don't be afraid, just put it in. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, before I put it in, if you want to see what an organic fertilizer looks like, here it is. Now this stuff works. It doesn't burn the roots if you use it as directed. And it's all organic. So that's how I put it in like that. But you can see how nice it is. It's just organic fertilizer. Real nice mix. I think Dr. Earth makes one of the best fertilizers out. I mean, I stick with this. That seems to work real good for me. Okay, so let's continue to the potting. And all we're going to do is stick it in. About there. Should be level. Now what I'm going to do is water it in the bottom, so the roots know, hey, there's water down here. Now you couldn't cut the flowers off because you want it to go into producing roots and foliage. So I think I'm going to do that. I know it seems cruel, but I need this to root. I'll dip this a little bit because I made this a little bit of a shambles. There. And we'll just float it in here and let's see how long. I got some kind of bug flying around in here. Take this off, take this off. Put it into a little bowl. Take that one off. Now we got a nice little bowl of crepe myrtles, the flowers. Okay, and before I do anything else, so I don't forget, I'm going to take my, what is this again? Cinnamon Toast. It's a nice dark color lipstick. And all I'm going to do is hit where I cut. And these little ones, I just give it a little dab just to be safe. You don't have to want to cut that small, but what are you going to do? We do it. Okay. So we'll get this in as straight as we can. Fill it up. Spin our turntable. Remember, look for the garage sales to get your turntables. People are getting rid of them. It doesn't have to be a marble one. I just happened to get that one real cheap at TJ Maxx. They were getting rid of them. But I got a an old warped wooden one. I'll bring that out next time so you can see it. And it works just as good. There we go. Let's push it in. Like that. Give it a good watering. Now we're gonna use this as a twin trunk because I want this trunk to thicken up with this sacrificial branch, and if this turns out to be a nice one with this, so be it. But we'll see how it develops through the year. We got a whole summer for this thing to grow. Boy, I mixed up a whole bucket of this and I'm almost out. But you can't go wrong with an organic fertilizer because some of the chemicals, they'll burn the roots if you put too much on. And I use that because it's safe for my dogs when I water stuff. I mean, it goes into the plants real good, into the soil real good. The plants absorb it real good. Now let's get Mr. Elephant because we're almost out of the water. Let's get it in watered real good. Let's turn it around. See, that's what one good thing about a turntable. You can really water your tree in nice. And this is really going to take off because it's got a lot of room to grow. And then when it gets nice and strong and big, then we can work with the roots in early spring. Now I got to see if I got some smaller pots where I can try to make some mommy bonsai with those cuttings. But don't forget, you want a reliable man for growing crepe myrtles. Clint's the one. Like I says, I've been with him for a number of years, and the man knows his product, he knows his trees, and if there's anything wrong, he stands by them. 100%. I never had a problem. One time I had one that was dead on arrival, no problem. He sent me another one. Well, we got this bug flying around here. I'm going to have to get rid of it once we're done over here. Up. All over the place. Well, what are you going to do? That's nature. Okay, I'll get it outside and I'll give it some more water. So we get this really good. And I'm going to keep it in the shade for a week too, because I really want this to get on the road to recovery from the short potting. Well, Mr. Elephant's dry. So we got everything in there good. So don't be afraid to try a crepe myrtle. Look at the flowers you get on this. Beautiful flowers. And it flowers on new growth. So as this thing grows again, it's going to flower again. And if you can see right here, 4 more flower buds. I don't know if you can see it. 4 more flower buds. There you go. See? So, before the clock's running down real fast on the old tablet here, it's Wednesday night, mystery night. I'm going to sit down with a hot cup of tea, even though it's muggy out, and enjoy an old-time radio show of Dragnet with Jack Webb. So you take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of the evening. My name's Tom Novak for Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. And don't be afraid, try Crape Myrtle. They're hardy.